It is time for the Iron Fist tournament. Tekken just means Iron Fist, by the way. Kuma and Panda. That's pretty great. Yoshimitsu, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters from Tekken simply because he's also in Soul Calibur. I don't know how he actually plays, though, in Tekken. Like, how does a sword fighter work in a martial arts game? Tekken's kind of thing is being, like, I would say it's more grounded than a lot of fighting games, but at the same time, it also has a boxing Velociraptor as a playable character, so yeah, I'm not really sure. But like the actual like movements the characters make, it's kind of all, you know, more grounded and stuff. But anyway, Paul, Phoenix, and M. Oh, Martial Law. Didn't he get replaced with like his son eventually, like Forest Law? That's another thing that I've heard about Tekken is that they kind of they kind of have a bit of a generational thing going where like the games take place over several years and some characters do get replaced by their descendants eventually. There you are. Oh, I forgot to check out his palettes earlier. So we have normal, we have suit, we have red, silver suit, blue, purple suit, that, and gold suit. I'm tempted to use that at some point, but let's use shirtless Kazuya for a little bit. I don't really know, like, a whole lot about Paul, except for the fact that, like, there was this really weird... Okay, so this is just kind of a strange story from back when I used to do, like, the 2000s and when I used to play these kind of games and rent things from Blockbuster and read up on stuff. But back when, like, IGN was the only source for a lot of things, and there weren't a lot of, like, wikis for other fandoms. It was basically just Wikipedia. So Wikipedia had a lot of, like, in-depth, well, for the time, game information. Like, Wikipedia used to have a whole article on Fire Emblem archetypes, and they got rid of it entirely because Wikipedia is not a walkthrough, to use their... Oh, no, it was Wikipedia is not a game guide, to use their words. Like, they were very strict about that, and they eventually, oh crap, got rid of it entirely. But back when it still had some game info, there was info like Wikipedia pages for the Soul Calibur characters and for the Tekken characters. And it even talked about tier placements and stuff. And in one of them was saying something like that Kuma used to be considered a punching bag for Paul, who was considered a top tier character. Now, with Paul's defeats, Kuma's tier status could be considered elite. Like, there's a lot of wording that just sticks in my mind from that era, and in my head I was just like, what? What are they trying to say there? Like... So, like, apparently Paul had some kind of big defeat in the story mode of Tekken to Kuma. At least that's what I gathered from that information. And, like, how does that affect somebody's tier placement in competitive? Like, that makes no sense at all. It's really bizarre, but that's something that I just remember seeing from... Oh, look, it's something with breakable walls, just like Kazuya's own stage, which I think we only fought on, like, once in his story, in his classic mode. Everyone seems to be moving very slowly here too, but, yeah. Anyway, I believe this is Nina? I'm pretty sure this is Nina. And Nina is sort of interesting because I think, like, it was one of the Williams sisters, either her or Anna, that, like, the live-action movie was sort of setting up as a love interest for Jin. Yes, that is, by the way, I didn't get to say this in the last episode, that is the third way that I know Tekken. I watched the terrible live-action movie that came out in, like, 2010 or 2011. Thankfully, like, I watched it in Anime Club, and, like, we all knew it was bad. Like, it's really bad. But it actually made for fun riffing material. It is your classic, really bad live-action video game movie. It was just horrible. And at one point, like, it was needlessly edgy as well. It was kind of funny. Like, at one point, like, Kazuya was the big bad of that movie, and he randomly fought with, like, axes in the final match for no apparent reason. But he also, for no apparent reason, said at one point in the tournament that all of the remaining matches will be fought to the death! Because I guess they got to compete with Mortal Kombat or something. It was really, really bad, but it was fun watching it, at least. It was kind of just dumb fun. Yeah, fun to riff on. But what was I saying about... Oh yeah, so the Williams sisters, I think it was like Anna or Nina, they got, like, one of them got their own game called Death by Degrees that was apparently terrible. And I mostly know that because back when I was reading reviews... I don't know why I'm starting with a beam sword, I don't need that. Back when I was reading reviews of... This is the best, like, way to represent King and Armor King, by the way. When I was reading reviews of, of Tekken 5 just to see if I could, like, if I wanted to buy it or not buy it, if I wanted to rent it or not. I was reading, like, up on, like, the IGN review, because, again, like, I didn't like IGN back then, but it was kind of the only review site I had to go on, because YouTube reviews weren't really a thing at the time, and also, the only other mainstream game review website was GameSpot, which was even worse, judging by their Radiant Dawn. Oh, no me, 0 out of 10 review. I actually meant to do a down B there. Oh, I have my final smash for the first time ever. I think you're supposed to use this close? Okay, that was a cool way to finish that. And yeah, I'm totally mollymocked now. Yeah, non-critical role fans aren't going to get that. But, anyway, the IGN review of Tekken 5 was, it said that Tekken 5 had this kind of beat-em-ups, like 3D beat-em-up story mode, and the best thing they could say about that story mode, I think it was called Devil Within, focused on Jin and, like, his devil side, the best the review could say about it was, well, it's at least better than Death by Degrees, but that's not saying much. So that didn't really... The other thing that I think maybe turned me off of getting Tekken 5 back in the day is I heard really horrible things about its final boss, Jinpachi, the kind of, like, secret patriarch of the Mishima clan. And apparently he was a, like... You know how fighting games love their really cheap final bosses? He was apparently really bad. I don't know if Maximilian Dude has done a boss rage video on Jinpachi. I know he did one on God Rugal, which I actually watched, and it actually looks like an anime. Like, it's like an anime fight. That, I don't watch a lot of Maximilian Dude, but, like, that video was actually pretty cool, because, again, like, you were really rooting for him. Like, it almost feels like he's a shonen hero in that video, fighting against the unstoppable bad guy. Kuma and Panda. And apparently Panda's a love interest for Kuma as well. Yeah, because reasons. Even though I think functionally she's a moveset clone of him. She's just like a palette swap. Very fast and can't stop quickly after a while. I also know that Kuma has like a super move where he farts on you. Okay. I guess we'll go for Tetris. So, I didn't end up getting that, and I never even got to, Night Terror in Soul Calibur 3. Okay, I can semi-combo with that. I think I just did a throw there by accident. Now, I really want to finish off, the Heihachi spirit by throwing him off the cliff, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to do that. But at least we're beating up his pet here. Because I think Kuma is canonically Heihachi's pet. Because I know that one of his win quotes in Soul Calibur is, "Even Kuma is stronger than you." But I mean, Kuma's pretty strong. Like, being compared to a bear, honestly, being weaker than a bear, if only slightly, is not actually that, that bad of a thing. Kazuma. Is she related to Jin's mother? I forget. I mean, they also did something really edgy with, the implication of Jin's parentage in the Terrible movie, I'll just say, but I can't say exactly what they did because I like to match the age ratings of the games I'm playing in my commentary, and it's something that I probably don't want to say in an E10 rated game. Fierce Attack Plus, that's perfect for, Kazuya. I'm kind of just breezing through these fights, even though I'm talking the whole time. Oh, that's a walk-off edge! Walk-off ledges! Come on, let me do it! Oh. Oh, no. The platform's gonna go. Is she getting back from that? She has good recovery. Oh, yeah, she survived. Yeah, so I don't really know who this is. Like, unless it's like Jin's love interest or something. Why are you doing that? Why are you crawling on the floor? Why am I missing? Why did you run with your skull right into my uppercut? Okay, you're only a 1-star. These spirits all seem to be kind of weak, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, there's only been 1-star and 2-star so far. Wow, there's not a lot of strong spirits here. No wonder I'm breezing through them. Oh, I really want to go up against you as a sword fighter, though. But, anyway, it takes serious damage after a while. Is that a reference to Yoshimitsu's, seppuku attacks? Because for those of you who don't know about Yoshimitsu, Yoshimitsu is a weird fighter. Like, he's a samurai who speaks in super antiquated... This is at least his Soul Calibur version, who's implied to be a distant ancestor of the Tekken one. But, like, he speaks in super antiquated samurai speech, I think in Japanese, which in English they translated as, like, really Shakespearean. He was so quotable back in Soul Calibur 3. Thou shalt be slain! My apologies! What else was there? I say he's quotable, and then I forget his quotes. There was also, like, again, like, what else was there? There was, behold my magnificence! But he has a lot of moves where he literally commits seppuku in the middle of a fight, and, can do massive damage. He also has this one attack that does massive damage to himself and gives that health to his opponent, but if your opponent inputs a grab reversal while you're doing it, then they get drained and you get healed. But then there's a separate input where, if your opponent doesn't input the grab reversal, then they get drained and you get healed. So it's like a mind games thing. Like, depending on which input you do with that attack, like, your opponent either wants to guard reversal, or they don't want to guard reversal, and you can kind of mind game them with that. But again, this is Soul Calibur Yoshimitsu, because I've never played the Tekken Yoshimitsu. I get the feeling that if I did ever end up playing Tekken when I was younger, Yoshimitsu would have been my main, just because he was kind of my main in Soul Calibur, even though I was pretty terrible at that game. Him and Siegfried. I like Siegfried. Jack 7. The other thing that I like about, the thing I like about the Jacks is that there's a different Jack for every Tekken game. And I remember one of them being called Gunjack. And I only sort of know that just because Gunjack is really fun to say. I don't know much about the actual, like, character Gunjack. I know that he's made by, like, a Russian scientist or something. But, anyway. Look at all these green super armor DKs. Aha, I beat you up with another DK. Anyway, what other stories can I tell about Tekken? Oh yeah, so, I remember that, it's usually the Mishima family slash Jin, because he's part of them, and I think Jin, like, kind of became a villain for one game for some weird reason. Sorry, I just got a phone call, but, anyway, so Lars was, like, a protagonist for one of the Tekken games, and the really weird thing that I remember about Lars is that he got into one of the Naruto games as a guest fighter. He was in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, which I think was also developed by Bandai Namco, I think, so, like, that was why. And I think also, like, that was in exchange for one of the characters getting a Kakashi costume in Tekken. But, from what little I've seen of Lars in, like, I think even the original, like, Kishimoto might have drawn Lars in the Naruto style just for that game. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that might have been what happened. But yeah, so Lars was in that game, and from what little I've seen of his fighting style and footage in that game, he did not fit that game at all. He really didn't work in a Naruto game. Like, he just wasn't agile enough, and he didn't have enough projectiles. So it was just kind of, do I really want a 4-star level 99 spirit for this? I'm gonna try and, I guess I'll go for this version of Kazuya. This one's probably going to destroy me a few times, but the fights have been pretty easy so far, so I'm actually kind of gimping myself a little bit for this one, just to see what he can do. Stamina battle, reinforcements. Okay then. So Jin is being represented by his dad, it looks like. His evil dad, and then apparently, again, Jin went evil for a game for some reason. Nice, oh no, I don't know which Kazuya I am. Well, thankfully, I'm the one who's not getting beaten up right now. One thing I've kind of noticed, I'm not shielding much when I'm playing as Kazuya. It's like my own attacks are my shield, given how much super armor I've got. And hit combo! Okay, yeah, but there are reinforcements, so I've got to be aware of that. No, I was trying to downward laser. And he devil pile drived me. Oh, that's why I keep inputting side B for the command throw instead of down B, because for Bowser it's the side B that sort of drop. Oh, I'm guessing the second one is a devil spammer to represent Devil Jin. That's what it seems like is happening, and I'm still losing track of who. Good, I actually got him though. Wow. Again, this isn't gonna make much sense to a non-Critical Role fan, but, I'm gonna die in like a second. I just want to get my rage drop on you. I think my rage is already down, though. But, like, that final smash looks so much like, I'll just say, something from Critical Role Campaign 2. It's kind of insane how much it looks like it. But anyway, I guess more time for tangents and stuff. I think I'll equip a slightly stronger spike. I did pretty well, even with a weaker spirit, but... no, I'm not going to do that. I guess I can do Bomberman, though. But yeah, so Lars in Naruto was a bit weird. But speaking of, that leads me to segue into weird guest characters, which is something I'm sure a lot of you already know about Tekken. Holy crap, I'm still at full health, and you're like you're almost down already. The AI doesn't seem to be, like, all I can kind of explain it as is the AI must not be good at handling Kazuya, because I must suck with him, but I'm completely murdering these CPUs with him. Off the cliff, there we go. I guess I'll count that as the off the cliff moment. I can't combo into my throw, though. Did he? No, I think he was the one who caught me there, because I was actually trying to go for him with that. Yep, he is definitely a devil move spammer. But yeah, Tekken 7 had some weird guest characters. Like, Noctis from Final Fantasy, that's kind of a cool idea. It's sort of like is the counterpart to Cloud being in Smash, in a way. But then they had Negan from The Walking Dead, a character who was, like, probably one of the strangest, like, guest character choices I've seen in any fighting game, because most people in Japan had no clue who he was. He's from a live-action, American TV franchise based on a comic book, and his licensing issues meant that they couldn't even have him in the arcade game. Oh boy, sudden Final Smash. So I don't have the Heihachi DLC, so he's not gonna look like Heihachi for this. And I promise I'd use the gold. I kind of wanted to swag on him with the purple outfit, though. Just reminds me of another random Tekken thing I know about. And that is that, like, there's this one character, Violet, was it? In, like, Tekken 5, who has a grudge against Heihachi, and he's actually a character from an earlier game in disguise, and once you beat his story mode, his name changes back to his true identity, which is kind of a cool idea, even though the disguise was obviously paper thin to begin with. And that, like, the weird thing is, I read about, like, his ending, where he forces Heihachi to be a waiter at a restaurant, and he has a bomb in his bow tie that he'll detonate whenever it's really weird. There are a lot of very bizarre endings in Soul Calibur and also in Tekken. A lot of the character endings are weird, and I remember the ones in... Yeah, I am getting murderized here. I remember a lot of the ones in Soul Calibur, was it 3, that had a QuickTime event in the endings, and, like, there was a very minor variation based on which one you went for, and I think you had to, like, beat the final boss twice to see everyone to see all of the endings because of the QuickTime event variants. It was weird, and some of the endings are really bizarre, like, I think, like, one of the characters getting distracted from destroying Soul Edge by a bowl of food or something. But, I mean, admittedly, there's... Story modes in fighting games can get weird in general, such as, Kanji's alternate path in the original Persona 4 arena. I forget how Mii Fighter's Final Smash works. I'm probably going to end up finding out the hard way. Guess I can combo him to death. Oh, I was trying to go for it. Okay, I accidentally beat him first try. That was weird. But I didn't get to throw him off the edge, though. So yeah, is it just me, or are these spirits really easy? Like Kazuya can't be overpowered because I suck at fighting games, so I don't know. But anyway, that was fun though. I am enjoying. It's funny, I'm reminded of, this is weird, but Big Bang Theory has been playing a lot on free-to-air television where I am because I don't have Netflix, so I'm watching a lot of it, and there's an episode where Will Wheaton watches a Star Wars movie and he says, "I enjoyed that more than I thought I would." That's my reaction to Kazuya Mishima. I enjoy playing as him more than I thought I would, which is really weird because I expected to really not like using him at all, because he's a fighting game input character. But yeah, I'm sure that, like, he's interesting because he seems like the kind of character who... He does seem to be a bit like Little Mac, but better. And he seems like he has enough flaws that he's not broken, but also enough going for him that competitive players might be able to do good things with him. Overall, the balance on Ultimate's actually been pretty nice, so I'm hoping that the last DLC character is not a repeat of the horrible Bayonetta incident. I mean, considering that Sakurai saw her at a tournament and, like, face-palmed, I'm sure he knows not to repeat that mistake. But, yeah, the last DLC character, hopefully they're not broken, and hopefully this game still has a healthy competitive scene after, like, all the DLC is done, because it's actually, like, I have not seen a definitively agreed on tier list for Smash Ultimate yet, and that really should tell you something. So, like, yeah, here I am, I'm talking about my hopes for the final DLC character, and, I'm not even talking about my hopes for who they are. I'm sure whoever they are, I mean, so the only possible thing that will probably get me salty is if it's Edelgard. And it's not because of my relationship with Edelgard. It's simply because everyone would freak out about another Fire Emblem character, and, you know, I mean, at least I'd be able to make her self-destruct over and over again, but, like, as a fighter, honestly, I'd be okay with Edelgard. Like, I would actually think, a female heavyweight axe user? That's a decent idea. Like, I'd be okay with her as a fighter. I just, you know, don't think that we need another Fire Emblem character as a representative. Like, it really should tell you something, that I am a huge Fire Emblem fan, and I don't like Byleth. Byleth is my least favorite DLC character by far. And it's because I'm a Fire Emblem fan that I dislike him being in the game so much. It's just, people hate Fire Emblem because of him. So, or her, you know. But, yeah, anyway, that's, sorry, I went into a whole lot of weird topics there, but I had a lot more fun with Kazuya than I expected. Like, I actually want to keep playing as him. I don't want to stop, but I guess there's not really anything, I could find, like, one spirit or something. I could see who's in my spirit board. Yeah, let's see who's here. Yes, let's beat up a couple of kids with him. No. That's appropriate due to the new Metroid game, but what do you say we fight the devil with a devil? And I don't have the Cuphead DLC, unfortunately, so you're not going to be hearing the Cuphead music. Which is just, I think, the Cagney Carnation theme. But speaking of which, wow, I'm going on a whole lot of weird topics in this video, but, oh, this stage is perfect for it, by the way. On a whole lot of weird tangents in this video, but, I just want to plug Man on the Internet's with the lyrics version of that song, because it's really good, and, like, the voice just nails that 30s cartoon style so perfectly. Oh, Bomberman. Oh, that makes sense if you played Cuphead. Can I kill Bomberman? Bomberman is Konami, right? Not Namco. Pretty sure it's Konami. Aha! I approve that I am the stronger devil. Oh, except now I have to shoot his shield. I really actually hate this. I hate how you can beat the spirit and still fail. And I get into this very strange trance-like state when I do this, especially when the shield is going fast. But yeah, there we go, that's the spirit done. So, like, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my very weird pop cultural osmosis knowledge of Tekken. And I will see you next time for the final DLC character. At this point, I'm not even going to say who my hopes are for it, because, again, whoever it is, as long as it's not another Fire Emblem character, I'll probably enjoy it. So, see you all then.